guys, I'm going to show you a 10-minute morning movement slash mobility routine. I usually start my day with pretty much this exact routine. In an ideal world, this is done outside, some fresh air and the sun first thing in the morning. But if all you've got is inside, then it's better than nothing. So we'll start off just standing, trying to stand up tall. You can close your eyes for this one if you want. And nice deep nasal breaths into your belly, into your lungs, and then exhaling. Feel the weight in your feet and start just shifting your weight backwards and forwards from heels to forefoot. Shifting backwards and forwards, feeling the weight in your feet. Try and relax every part of your body as you're breathing with the inhales and exhales through your nose. And then we're going to start just having some hops. Letting the heels slide off of the floor ever so slightly, bouncing off the floor, softening in your knees and relaxing every other part of your body. It's quite nice to do some breath with this. You can go 4 hops for an inhale, 4 hops for an exhale. Shake the arms, loosen the shoulders. You can even have a little move around with the neck. We'll do this for a minute or so, or a couple of minutes. A little shake around with the arms, a little bounce with the feet. You can even turn it into slightly more of a hop, like you're skipping. Just have some hops to wake you up. Keeping that breath. We go through 5 more cycles of breath, so 5 inhales and 5 exhales. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more. And then stop. Nice inhale. Hold it there, exhale, fully relax. And then we're going to go into some twisting with the spine. So start off just standing here with your feet again, having awareness of your weight in the feet. Twisting and looking to one side through your head, but also with your chest. So you're turning your whole upper body to get that twist through your spine. Back to the middle, and then to the other side. And you can start off just with this. Pretty simple movement. You can start to increase the speed of it. Add a bit more momentum, and that momentum will allow you to get a little bit further range, and you can start looking maybe slightly behind you, doing 180 degrees from the front to the back, getting a nice twist through the spine, waking up the spine. And then what we're going to do from here is include hops again. So as I turn my body this way, my legs will hop in the other direction, so I'm bringing myself out like a towel. So you can start off with just 1 hop, just to kind of get used to it with your mind. So you'll hop the legs this way and look in the opposite direction with your upper body, and then I'll hop, twist my legs and face that way, my upper body will face this way. And to speed that up, it actually gets easier when it's sped up because your body kind of just does it automatically. You just hop opposite to your body, and twist. And you can evolve the breath again now with this. We're going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale again. Exhale. Bring your body nice, calm, and relaxed. Then we're going to work on some spinal flexion, getting into some lower body flexibility stuff now. So we're going to inhale all the way up, and then as we exhale, fold the chin down, start rounding the shoulders and the spine, and just fold forward into a range that isn't pushing anything, but it's just you can feel there's a little bit of tension, especially if you've been asleep, especially if this is in the morning. Usually you feel a bit stiff through the lower body. It's nice to just exhale into this position. Inhale, pull yourself back up. And we're going to open up the arms with this, so have a nice big inhale, open up the arms. You can even have some pulses here in different positions with the arms overhead, out to the side. Nice big inhale, and then exhale around through your spine. Inhale back up, have some pulses, exhale. Inhaling all the way up, exhaling all the way down. And then what we're going to do this time, with five reps of this, we're going to explode our way down a little bit more. So, like we're lifting the arms all the way up, and imagine you're on a ski machine, you know, where you have to ski the whole way down. Lifting the arms all the way up, inhaling. Exhaling all the way down like this. We'll do 3 more. One more inhale, and then you'll fold forward again, exhale. And now you're going to start going into a little bit of a squat, so you allow your knees to bend this time. Inhale into whichever squatting position that is, even if it means you're somewhere in between here, depending on where your deep squat is. And we'll just do a few rounds, going from a squatted position to a forward fold position. Inhaling into the squat, exhaling into the forward fold. Looking between your legs, just underneath your butt. As you go into that forward fold, so you stay in this nice flexed spine position. Keep your eyes there until you get into the squat position, and then look forward so that you're in a nice upright position. Let's do 3 more. Exhaling here. Inhaling. All the way down into here. Once you're in the squat position, now you're going to go into a position that you're able to hold, whether it's a squat like this or a more perched upright squat like this. And using some assistance from your hands, or depending on where your mobility is at, we're going to rock into a kneeling position, back into our squat position, even if that squat position is heels up. So kneeling to squatting, kneeling to squatting, just warming up that. If you have a deep squat, then you can go from deep squat to kneeling and through. And like I said, so from the side it will look like this. We're shifting your weight backwards as your knees are going forward, so that the weight is still evenly distributed over the feet. And keeping, so to drop the knees forward, I'll just shift my weight backwards with my upper body, shift the weight forwards, so that I softly land rather than tipping my whole weight forward, slamming my knees, and shift the weight back and forward. To softly move the knees. If you want to use some support, whether it's a door handle, a chair, something you can hold, to just provide a little bit of support for your weight as you're doing this movement. Just get comfortable rocking in and out of here a few times. Then we're going to come into this kneeling position. We're going to rock forward onto our hands. And just warm up the wrists a little bit, keeping the elbows forward, the hands nice and splayed. Rocking forwards and backwards through our wrists. Getting that weight over into the fingers. A few times here, and then we can shift side to side. Feeling the weight running from your thumb to your pinky as you shift the whole way through the hand. Then we can start to take some steps. 90 degrees at a time until the hands face towards the knees. And they come back in the opposite direction, and you can even come all the way, fingers facing into each other in the middle here. Keep working your way around, a few steps. We'll go one more time through, and then we'll finish with the fingers pointing back towards our knees. So come back into the middle there, all the way back to the outside, and then until the fingers are pointing towards the knees, I have one more little rock back here, warm up the wrists a little bit, and then we can just walk back up into our kneeling position. From here, we're going to start warming up the hips a little bit, so we're going to start working on some hinging and then some twisting, and that will conclude the morning mobility routine. So from here, before I was rocking back to create this squat, this time I'm going to rock forward with the upper body and then hinge through my hips to open up into this position. From here, I'm going to flatten the feet, hinge back with the hips, back with the upper body, work through here, and I can open up again through my shoulders into this position. We'll go a few times forward and backwards from this position, getting used to this motion, warming up into the ankles here, and then we can also go sideways. So placing a hand down to the side, reaching over, stretching through my whole side, and trying to open up so that I can stack my shoulders on top of one another. You can twist into it here to face the hand with your chest, and you'll probably get it lower down. And if you reach over, you'll probably get it more into like your lats, stretching into that shoulder. And you can kind of have a little bit of a hinge with this too. And we're going to turn that now, once we've opened up a couple of times per side, to hinging up. Our weight is now in the hand and this foot. This outside knee is really light, so we're going to step it behind, end up in this pattern where one leg is externally rotated, one is internally rotated. And from here, we're going to have a little twist all the way around to one side. The foot the knee is, the hip is internally rotated. The foot is on the outside of you. You're going to turn to face that. Intensify this opening in your hip here, twisting round, and then you can twist all the way around this leg too, similar to how we were doing when we were standing at the start, but now it's assisted by our hand pushing into here. And then in order to get back to that kneeling position, we can place a hand outside of this front hip, hinge up again, slide back into the kneeling position, slide back round, twist towards the foot, twist towards the knee, place the hand, reach up, slide in. One more thing we're going to add to finish up is from this position here, you want to continue twisting towards this foot and you want to go further with it. As you twist towards the foot, you can allow this knee to lift. If you want to keep your hand as support on the outside of this hip, then you can. It's nice also to bring your hand over so you can kind of follow this. The hand is going with the knee. As I look and turn my head on my chest, my knee rises up. Keep lifting it until I can't get any further, which will be kind of when my head is in line with this knee. And then to continue further, I allow this knee to lift. Place this hand now outside of this hip, and I've switched position. And I can keep going. Keep switching side to side. Eventually, if you want to become more upright, take the hands away, then you can try and work on this, moving side to side without the support of your hands. If you want to go back into a kneeling position from here, you can kind of make a little flow out of it. Place the hand back outside the front leg, hinge up, slide back into that kneeling position, and then obviously you can keep creating circles with this movement. And again, you could do that without the use of the hands too. So you're hinging up from here, sliding into the kneeling position. And you can try and take away some weight from the hands, but that's about a 10-minute morning movement / mobility routine. If you want to experiment with any of these positions and movements for longer, then you can turn it into 20 minutes, 30 minutes. But as a quick 10-minute once over, we'll work on your wrists, your shoulders, your spine, your hips, your ankles. Getting a lot of movement in, getting a lot of mobility in, waking up your body. So, yeah, thank you for watching.